what's the best telescope you can get for the least amount of money? So I am not going to tell you a specific brand and model because there's actually a lot of really good telescopes out there. And when you're going for the entry level, just a decent telescope, most of them are going to be pretty good. So what you're going to look for, I'm going to tell you what you can look for. I'm going to suggest if you're just getting into your backyard astronomy, go ahead and go with a refractor. So there are two different kinds of telescopes, broad categories of telescopes. There are refractors like these. These basically work the same way our eyeballs do, just a little bit stretched out. And the way you can tell that it's a refractor easily is one, it's got a lens here in the front, and typically you're going to look from the back. With your reflectors, it's going to be a big tube. The light goes down and there's like a mirror system down here, and usually you're going to look from the side. Now, reflectors, I love them. I have quite a few myself, but when you're just getting in, there's just a couple of extra steps that you need with reflectors that is not quite as plug and play easy as your refractors. So start with a refractor, and then you're going to want to try and get the biggest aperture right here as possible that you can afford within your price range. So what this does is, the point of a telescope is to collect light. So the greatest amount of light that you can collect, the best resolution you're going to end up with. Now, of course, it's a little bit more than that, but this is a general rule that you can think of. And when you think about resolution, think about it as how many pixels do you have. So the more pixels on an image, the clearer it's going to be. It doesn't matter how much you magnify, how much you zoom in on that picture. If it's blurry, you're not going to get more information. So this determines how clear, how much information, the resolution that you're going to get. Now, you can then get fancy eyepieces that can magnify, do all kinds of things like that, but it really depends on the size of your telescope. Sounds silly, but bigger really is better. Now, you're going to get to a stage in the money where it's like between $200 to $400 or $500. It's not really going to be a better telescope in that range. It's just going to have more kind of add-ons, right? Does it have a little attachment to stick your phone on so that you can take a photograph? If you don't have a spectacular phone, that's not going to work anyway, so don't really bother with most of that. So really go for within your price range, the largest aperture you can get. And get yourself a good telescope, a good tripod. Because if it's shaky, then you're just not going to be able to get a clear image no matter what you do. So let me know other questions. We'll go through and we'll talk more about how these actually work.